The cursed heir. In the ancient kingdom of Myrothos, dark whispers called through the castle halls like mist. King Ferran, a ruler of ruthless ambition, sought power beyond measure. His lineage was strong, yet the royal bloodline had begun to dwindle as the kingdom faced dwindling fortunes and external threats. Desperate to secure his reign, Ferran turned to sinister means, believing he could transcend mortality itself. Among his children, the fairest was Lady Isolde, known for her beauty and wit. She had won the hearts of the people, her kindness a beacon amid the king's cold rule. Yet Ferran's heart was darkened by greed, casting a shadow over his paternal instincts. In his twisted mind, he concocted a plan that would bind their fates in unspeakable ways. During a moonlit council session, Ferran summoned Isolde under the pretense of discussing the kingdom's future. With a gleam of madness in his eyes, he spoke of ancient prophecies, a forbidden ritual that promised unparalleled power, but at a grave cost. My daughter, the blood of the ancients flows through you. Together, we shall usher in a new era. We will reign supreme, and our power will be eternal. His voice dripped with fervor, as if the very air crackled with dark energy. Isolde, unaware of her father's true intentions, felt a chill crawl up her spine. Father, what do you mean? This sounds perilous, but the king's words spun a web of allure, igniting a flicker of curiosity within her. The ritual must be completed: sacrifice and unification. You and I shall bind our blood, and through this union, we will summon the spirits that protect our lineage. His words were enchanting, yet there was a sinister undertone that made her heart race with uncertainty. Isolde hesitated, feeling the weight of her father's desire for power settle uncomfortably in her chest. But she also felt a flicker of profound loyalty to her kingdom, and in her naivety, she believed she could save them from the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Under the sorcerer's gloom of a blood moon, Ferran led Isolde to the ancient stone altar hidden deep within the forest. The air hummed with dark energy, and shadows danced like specters among the trees. Altar stones, covered in cryptic runes, loomed ominously as Ferran began to chant incantations learned from forbidden tomes, his voice rising as if beckoning ancient forces. Isolde stood frozen, dread coiling around her heart, but as she looked deeply into her father's eyes, she saw his madness intertwining with a twisted love, a desperate need to ensure their legacy endured. Do not fear, my child, he urged, placing his hands on her shoulders. Our bond shall fortify our kingdom. With trembling hands, she engaged reluctantly in the ritual. Power surged around them, a storm of energy crackling in the air, filling her with a sense of dread and desperation. In the throes of dark ecstasy, they crossed the line that should have never been crossed. As the ritual reached its zenith, the forest erupted in blinding light. Whispers of the damned echoed around them, resonating with fury. Unseen entities, awakened by their union, circled ominously, drawn to the chaos of their imagined destinies. In that moment, she felt the throne of power beckoning, a caressing grip of darkness wrapping around her essence. Yet, as the light faded, she felt a new presence within her, a life forming beneath her heart. But it was not just her father's ambition that foiled the bond, it was the very cause of their union that would forever entwine them. Ferran, much like a moth to flame, reveled in the darkness that the heart summoned, blinded by dreams of eternal power. Days turned into weeks as Isolde grappled with the reality of her family's fate. The whispers of the forest tormented her, a constant reminder of what had been wrought. Each day, deceived by her father's promises, she felt the life growing within her become not a blessing, but a harbinger of terror. As the days blended into an unsettling haze, Isolde could no longer deny the truth: her father's greed had birthed an abomination. The child she carried was neither human nor divine. It was a vessel for the cursed power the heart summoned, a creature forged in darkness and fear. Driven by despair, Isolde confronted the king, pleading to stop the ritual before it consumed them both. Father, we must end this. The whispers that want our souls. But Ferran, now lost to madness, only laughed. Do you not see, Isolde? We have become legends. A reign unlike any other awaits us. Embrace your destiny. Realizing her father could not be saved, she made a harrowing choice. Late one night, she returned to the altar deep in the woods, desperate to rid herself of the monstrous child that carried their fate within. As she stood before the stone altar, the whispers grew louder, a symphony of lament and rage mixed with an inexplicable power that beckoned from within the shadows. With tears streaming down her face, Isolde began the counter-ritual, reciting words from the tomes her father had once cherished. Shadows flickered, surging around her as if resisting her efforts. The darkness writhed, angry at being denied. Then, a voice bellowed from the depths of the woods, a cacophony of fury and despair. You cannot escape what you have awakened. Determined, Isolde continued her incantations, pouring every ounce of strength into the ritual to break the curse. In that defining moment, she felt the heartbeat of the life within her respond to her will, twisting as if it sensed the battle raging around them. With a final chant, Isolde unleashed a wave of power that shattered the bonds of the curse. In an explosion of light and shadow, the dark forces were cast out, shrieking in fury as they receded into the night. But in the aftermath, as the light dimmed, Isolde collapsed to the forest floor breathless, empty. The price had been paid, but the darkness that lingered in the castle was still waiting for someone to take its place. Days later, King Ferran, now consumed by rage at his daughter's betrayal, searched for Isolde. Each step foiled by the remnants of dark magic he had unleashed, he skulked through the deserted halls that were once filled with reverence. In her absence, desolation seeped into his heart, and he felt the whispers of madness creeping in, clawing at his sanity. Isolde, you will return to me. He howled into the empty corridors of the castle. You are mine. But there was no answer. Instead, the shadows responded, draining the light from the once elegant chamber, leaving only the echo of a king abandoned by his grasp on power. So King Ferran remained, an indelible ruler consumed by greed and madness, while Lady Isolde's legacy transformed into the kingdom. A warning that power can come at the most grotesque of costs. Be contented with what you have. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for more.